Welcome to another episode of Straight Talk with Dr. V and Mr. P. How are you doing today, Mr. P?
I'm doing great, Dr. V. How you doing?
I'm
Long
doing,
time no see.
yes, doing well, doing well. I know you guys missed us, but we're going to let you know what's been going on. It's a lot of stuff going on. But guess what? I hope that you all have been enjoying Nightcap with Mr. P.
Yeah,
It's a spinoff. So I hope that y'all enjoying seeing him and the content that we're putting out on Facebook to try to keep everyone engaged. So we are happy to be back today to do a podcast for you to talk about some of the content that we've been putting out there that has just been ridiculous. It's unbelievable, some
right.
of the stuff. But
And just to
anywho, before we go
caveat
in,
that um,
go ahead.
some of the content that we post on Straight Talk with Dr. V and Mr. P, it's not the opinions of Dr. V or Mr. P, not
No,
necessarily. So don't take it personal. Don't come at us. We are just the messengers. And I saw a comment, somebody say, where I find this stuff. I don't find it. It finds me. It finds us.
exactly.
It's
It finds
it's
us.
out there in the what you call it? What they call
The
it? Beyonce's.
atmosphere is out
You
there.
call it Beyonce's internet or
Yeah.
Rihanna's
Out
Instagram,
here in
wherever it
social
is,
media.
it's out
Yeah,
there. It's out here in social media.
that's
Um,
right.
until you see a video with me and Dr. V in it, that is not necessarily our opinion. We're
That's
just
it.
sending you the information. But go ahead, Dr. V.
Yeah. So we're gonna catch up really quick. So Doctor, we're soon to be Doctor. I want to say call you Doctor in advance, Doctor P. But Mr. P, what's been up with you?
Everything. Mr. P been hustling and bustling. I've been working. I've been physically working on some things around the house. I've been mentally working, getting my perspectives
Okay.
together so I can
Okay.
submit it and I
Mm-hmm.
can get the approval to, go out into the streets among the people and start to do the actual research for my
Okay.
studies. So I've been working
Okay.
a lot on that, getting that together, as well as trying to get ready for the summer. It's what is today's May 7th?
May
Is it
7th
spring? Summer kicks off. What in the when the summer
in
start?
June.
In June.
June.
So I got like 30 days to get ready for summer because Mr. P is gonna be a hot boy summer at the house. I ain't gonna be in the streets. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all like that. Mr. P trying to get the house comfortable so he can hot boy summer at the house all summer
All
long,
right. That's what I'm
chilling
talking about.
before
That's
I
what
get
I'm talking
down to
about.
the nitty gritty and some real work. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
what we doing. What you been up to, Dr. V?
We're school, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Son had surgery, so we had to
Okay.
go through the process of healing for a long period of time.
Okay.
With that, so we had physical therapy. So I've been very busy with my son. So that's why you haven't seen me because by the time I'm dealing with him, and
Mhm.
then going to work out, then coursework, teaching on campus, I was tired. I was
Okay.
tired,
Okay.
boss.
Are you working
So
summer
that's
school? You
yes,
working
I'll
on
be
this?
in summer school as well. I'll be on
Okay.
campus teaching a course for the summer, as well as an online course. And
Okay.
then, of course, still dealing with trying to, with my ministry. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot going on. I'm still a pastor. So I
Mm-hmm.
have church business to attend to, mommy business to attend to, professor business to attend to. So it's a lot on the plate and
So
being a
no hot
friend at
girl
the
summer.
same time.
Right.
Hmm.
No hot girl summer for you, Dr. V.
I'm going on vacation, but that's gonna be my hot girl week, and that's it.
Okay. I know. We ain't been on vacation in a long time. I'm not talking about like weekend getaways. Dr. V, we having vacation since what,
No,
the pandemic?
yeah. So you know what? You're gonna have to
Uh-huh.
plan one for everybody because Milton put the picture out, and all of us
Right.
as a crew need to get together
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
let look. Y'all
We
plan it, and
we
and
need a
and I'll be there.
vacation.
Yes, I'm
But
ready. I'm
you
ready.
know,
Adult time.
I had to get my I'm waiting to hear back. I had to get my passport
Okay.
updated. You know how they do. You know how they do.
It don't
So
take long. It's not gonna
I
take long.
know.
When I updated mine, it didn't take long.
Well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed
Yeah.
because I didn't realize how close it was. Good thing though, because You get to the customs or you get to immigration, and if your passport is about to expire within 6 months, they won't let
Hmm.
you travel. So
Oh
even if you got
my
6 months,
God.
yeah. So
Yeah, I just did mine 2 years ago, so
okay,
I got some more time to go.
you got some more time. Okay, so
Hmm.
let me get that passport together so we can vacation real
Yes,
quick.
let's go. I'm
I
ready.
know you ready, Doctor V?
I am so ready, honey. I am
Okay,
there.
you
Look, let's
there?
go ahead and start packing them bags right now.
Get out here for this hot boy, hot girl summer at the house.
Yes, yes, yes. I can't wait for y'all to send pictures and showing y'all hot girl, look, hot woman and hot
hot,
man
hot man,
at the
so
house,
right at the
enjoying
house.
yourselves as you
Yeah, it's
should.
crazy out there, Doctor V. Unfortunately, if everybody's been paying attention, we had what an active shooter here in Atlanta,
Midtown Atlanta, yes.
Midtown
Northside
Atlanta.
Hospital.
Active shooter. It's the violence. It's just crazy. So
Mental
it
illness is the
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yes.
it makes you not even want to go out side
Yes.
for the most part because you
Hmm.
can't control that environment and
You can't. You really
unfortunately,
can't. Mm-mm.
yeah, and
And then we had a horrible active shooting in Allen, Texas
mhm,
yesterday. I had to call my
right,
good
yeah,
friend who lives in
uh-huh,
Dallas, and she's only like
mhm,
12 minutes away from there. And she
wow,
had to call to make sure her son was okay because
wow,
that's where her son frequently goes to the mall.
mm-hmm,
And so everybody was safe there. All my friends were good. Just so sad and sorry that lives were lost
right, right,
yesterday in this foolishness. This man just pulling up in a parking lot in front of H&M and began to start shooting.
yeah, it's
Um,
crazy, it's
it's
crazy,
sad, but we've got to really start looking at these gun laws. And we're not. And the thing is, people think that Democrats and people are fighting against people having weapons. No, we want you to have the rights to bear arms, but
hmm
certain weapons we don't need in our. That's for the military.
right,
We
and
don't need
I yeah, I think it's got politicized, and we've talked about this so much so that I think the narrative has to change. And I think that the big stickler for a
that.
lot of people is the language where it says gun control.
Uh
So
huh.
a lot of people don't like that term control. I got my rights, I got my freedom. But I've heard someone recently, I can't think of her name, but she's changing the narrative and she's talking about it's really about gun safety. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's really about
Yes.
gun safety, putting weapons in people who are mentally um, stable enough that they can operate it safely without harming others. So that's something to think about, and we can have a
Yeah.
discussion about that in the future. But gun safety
Gun safety.
is
Yes.
something in there. So the guns need to be in the safe hands of trained people in the right
Individuals.
sound minding and
That's
body.
right.
So
Military,
right,
police officers, not in civilians'
yeah,
hands.
especially unstable people. So
Yes.
but that's
Yes.
neither here nor there. That's not what our topic is. You wanted to mention our brother Jamie Foxx, Dr. V?
Yes. We want Jamie Foxx to get well. Continue to send your prayers because until we can physically see and hear from him, keep him in your prayers.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about really, really quick the importance of men getting to the doctor. Take
Mm-hmm.
your medication, take your blood pressure medicine, take your diabetic medicine, take whatever medicines that you need to take. It does not make you less of a man. All
Right.
right. Take your medicines. Listen to the signs that are going on in your body. You get dizzy. You get heart palpitations, sweatiness. What
Mm-hmm.
all those little symptoms that may come with strokes or high blood pressure and diabetes. Make sure you go get checked out. We want you all here. We don't want our men dying early.
Right.
So keep Jamie Foxx in your prayers, and continue to talk to the men in your family too about
Right.
mental health and about their health overall to get
Right.
to the doctor.
And stop buying them blue pills online. Y'all don't know what's in them blue pills. Y'all be getting online. If you need some of that, go to the doctor. Let him give you the right one.
Oh,
Don't
you
buy
know
them
you
blue.
wrong for
Don't be
that.
buying
You
them blue
are
things
wrong for
online.
that,
That's
P.
what a lot of them brothers be running to, Doctor B. They swallowing them blue pills that they bought online or them corner store packs a pill. Get you something natural. I think they're doing the honey thing too, Dr. Vid. I'm just saying, y'all brothers, you know our hearts can't handle that. When you go a certain age, stop trying to hang with these young girls.
That's the
Get you an
problem. You see,
older, relaxed woman, and stop trying to
that's
bust
the
your heart
issue.
open trying to keep up. But
That's
shout
the
out to Jamie
problem.
Foxx. Hopefully you feel you recover real soon, brother. I
Yes.
know Atlanta got a lot of hotties running around. You was trying to keep up with them. Took you one of them little blue things, and that heart just couldn't take it. So shout out to you, brother. Let this
Yeah.
be a
Take your
lesson to the rest of y'all.
medication. Yeah.
And again, stop getting that stuff off online, bro. Y'all need to get
Yeah.
some you know, go on and pay that $50 copay or something and get the real ones. Stop getting that brother online. So
Lord have
shout
mercy.
out, bro.
Only
Well,
Mr.
I'm
P
just
would
saying,
say
Dr.
something
V.
like that. Only you.
Atlanta, I'm just saying. These you got a weak heart. You know you can't just be taking all this stuff, Dr. V. You gotta, do something natural. Stop trying to
Yeah.
keep up with these young things in Atlanta. Mm-mm.
That's true.
Don't let it kill you, brother. She out there to kill, steal, and destroy.
Sure. That's what the enemy is out here to do.
Right.
You
So
better stay vigilant, sober, and alert, as Peter
find
said.
your old country girl who, can meet your needs, brother. Brother,
All
settle
right,
down.
then. All
All right.
right, then.
I'm going to caveat this conversation we're about to have and say you're going to excuse my language just a little bit, but it's for a purpose. It's to get a point across. So this is not um, Dr. VE talking necessarily in certain aspects, but this is Mr. P. So I own this. But our topic today is attention. We're going to phrase it in a number of ways. Attention whores. Is that the correct way to say it, Dr. V?
Attention
Whores,
whores. Yes. I hit attention
hoes,
whore.
how they say it? Garden tools.
There ain't no
Any
garden
other one?
tools.
They ain't
It
no
ain't
garden
no
tools.
garden
They
tools.
attention
No.
hoes. Okay, whores. And this is not
Whores.
gender specific. This is not a gender topic. This is basically for both.
Men
And
and
it's
women.
men and women. And it's in the terms of the relationship,
Yes.
right? So
Uh-huh.
that's always a big caveat or a lot of discussion about the attention that people get. But this specifically, we're talking to online social media, got to post, display, show off, everything that occurs in your relationship. So this really
Yeah.
ultimately is about protecting your relationship.
Yep.
Everyone does not deserve a front row seat to your life and
Mm-mm.
specifically your relationship.
They ain't earned that right.
They haven't earned it. They weren't people who were not at your wedding are not deserving of being front row seat to your relationship, and some of those people at your wedding don't deserve it either. Really and truly, weddings were smaller events. It's when it became
Mhm.
commercialized that everything became so big and grand. Most of the times, we want to take it back in the day. It occurred at church
Mhm.
with the two people, the minister, and you only really needed what? Is it two witnesses? Two witnesses. You needed two
Right.
witnesses, the bride, the groom, and the
Mhm.
pastor and the
And the
official.
pastor. Yep.
So there's really only five people who needed to witness what was going on. But now it's commercialized, and most weddings, hundreds of people. Then you go online, celebrity weddings, millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people. You know, everybody has a front row seat to your relationship. And it's because people are attention hoes about it.
Hose. Yeah.
And it serves no purpose in strengthening your relationship. What purpose does it
None.
serve? That how many
Mhm.
people that you share your relationship to, what purpose does it serve? Dr. V, can you find anything biblical or spiritual that says some people have to be witness to your relationship, to what's
No,
going on.
no one. And even if you go, let's make that circle smaller. Because if you go to
Mm-hmm.
the courthouse, it's
Mm-hmm.
only you, your husband to be, and the
Mm-hmm.
clerk
Okay.
and the judge. That's it.
Okay. That's
That's
it.
all you need.
That's all you need.
So I don't know why people feel that they have to grab all of this attention. And then how, a lot of it is being pretentious. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of it is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is just making, wanting someone to feel less than because you're making yourself grander and you're
Right.
not really living that lifestyle that
Right.
you are perpetrating. Especially when it comes to relationship. Why are you trying to be an attention getter? Why are you wanting to be in this? Why you want the spotlight on you? Why you want the focus on you? And it's to make someone else, make yourself feel better and someone else feel smaller, like their life is not as grander as yours and your
Okay.
life is mediocre as well.
Okay.
um yeah, so that's how I see it. And especially in relationships, people need to stop putting your information out there, who you dating, what you
Mm-hmm.
doing. This, no, that ain't for everybody. Like you said, everyone should have a front row seat or say in your relationship. Why?
Right. Right. Okay. So let's start. Let's start here. And it is the, I guess, the unintended consequence of the world that we live in. Social media. Social media
Hmm.
is a big part of, I would say, the majority of the Western culture's lives. A lot of people depend upon it. A lot of people access it and use it. So I'm gonna say it's an unintended consequence of social media. So let's
Hmm.
start here. So we're gonna start from this brother saying, um, from the man's perspective, he's saying men are the attention hoes. And let's listen to this and see. You see my screen, right, Dr. V?
Yeah, I see
Let's
it.
see if we
Uh-huh.
can hear. Let's see what this brother has to say.
Actually so addicted to attention that they're afraid of being in a committed relationship because they're afraid of losing the DMs that they get. They like being the single guy that's kind of available that no one can really get. They love to be able to walk in a room with no ring. They love the way women kind of flirt with them. They are so addicted to it that they really don't want to give that up. And so they're saying, I'm having fun dating, even though I really don't want to get married. And that's like going on job interviews and never getting a check. So I don't understand. We are in a day where dudes like attention.
Okay.
And they're actually so addicted to attention that they're afraid of being in a committed relationship because they're afraid of losing the DMs that they get. They like being the single guy that's kind of available that no one can really get. They love to be able to walk in a room with no ring. They love the way women kind of flirt with them. They are so addicted to it that they really don't want to give that up. And so they're saying, I'm having fun dating, even though I really don't want to get married. And that's like going on job interviews and never getting a check. So I don't
Okay.
understand. We are in a day.
Okay. Did you peep that, Dr. V?
Yes.
He's saying,
Yes.
y'all dudes, it's attention hoes. Y'all like the
Mhm.
attention, but
More
y'all
than the women.
don't want the commitment.
And it's so many things I got out of that statement, Mr. P.
Mm-hmm.
No commitment. First of all, it's fear of the commitment
Mm-hmm.
because you're not allowing yourself to open up to that one person. So you stay away from the committed relationship due to fear. Another thing I got from that, what he said, bro, you suffering from low self-esteem as well. Because if you have to be boosted by several women versus one, you got an issue with yourself. And you need to find out what area you don't like about yourself and seek some counseling for. Because apparently all these women have to boost you up in many areas and aspects of your personality, of your life, to make you feel important. Because a secure man will feel feel good about himself with one woman telling him look good, one woman running after him, because then you'll want to commit. So it's just so much that I got from just hearing, the young man was saying about how men are trying to be attention whores out here. And so I see that as fear, number one. I feel that it's low self-esteem because he needs so many people to boost his life up, which he ain't about Jack. Let's put that in there. If you need all of that, you ain't about Jack. Because a man with integrity don't need all of those women to pursue him. Just
Okay.
that one would satisfy him and do for him. And then you want to be the available guy, but you just want to date. That's why you can continue to be by yourself and alone and hurt.
Mm. Okay. Well, I I could argue, or I could see how a lot of men would argue that it's actually the opposite, that the women are the attention whores in the way that they use social media. The thirst trap. Now, thirst trap is a new thing, right? There was a thirst trap did not occur before social media, because where you drop in the thirst trap before, you had to actually go outside and be amongst the people, amongst men who, by the way that you carry yourself or the way that you dress, you would draw the attention of the opposite sex that way. Well, with the invention of social media, you can get all that male attention simply by dropping a provocative, scantily clad, half naked, um, excuse my language, um, ass up pose on the internet, and you get that same type of attention, right? I mean, am I wrong in thinking that, Dr. V? Is the thirst trap not an attention grabbing
Yeah.
technique?
Men and women are both thirsty out here.
No, but who's thirst trapping more, men or women? When you
Both.
go scroll through
Right
your
now,
internet,
it used to be the women.
what
But if
what
you're
kind of
talking about
thirst
showing
trap are
body,
men's?
if you're showing body and nude pictures, yeah, it's more mainly the women.
Right,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. So what does a thirst trap for a man look like? Showing like his money, his cars, and his jewelry.
yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
so men are thirst trapping with the material things that they have, the
Right.
lifestyle that they're living, and
Right.
women are thirst trapping with
Their
their
bodies.
physical, with their
Yeah.
bodies. I
Hmm.
can agree with that. I can rock with
Hmm.
that, Dr. V.
Hmm.
I can see that. They're
Right.
both attention whores, just a different
Hmm.
way.
Just a different way. Because you know what men think that women want the most?
Money,
Materialistic things
but
and
that's
money.
what they want.
And so that's why
That's
the
the
men
behavior.
thirst trap by saying, "Oh, I got this." He talks about
Oh,
his
okay,
profession. He talks
okay.
about where he lives, what he drives. So
Uh-huh.
all of those things are in pursuing of him also being thirsty
Mm-hmm.
because he knows what that woman wants, and that's all she
Mm-hmm.
wants.
Oh, okay.
And so he said, "So I can get the panties if I just show, hey, I got this job, I got that job, I get
So
you in the
I
business."
flash a little cash, I get a little, you know what the rest of it is. I flash a little cash, I get it. Okay. I don't know, Dr. VD. Okay. What y'all think? I can agree with that one. I can agree with that one. So
Hmm.
I can see from both perspectives uh, how both men and women are, equally in some aspects,
Hmm.
attention whores.
Right.
I'm not, okay. I still think it's more women, but moving along. All right. All right, let's listen to this next young lady. This I
Okay.
thought was interesting. Um, so I'll let you listen to it and you'll see. So I thought this one
Okay.
was interesting. So let's listen to the next one. Let me go back.
If you know your man in real life, why you gotta know him on Facebook? Like, what does that do for you other than invite people in your business, invite people to tell you how your relationship will work, invite people to tell you what happiness is for you? Every single relationship is unique. And social media is literally the death of relationships because you have this platform that tells you what your love should look like. It's impossible. You cannot make it that way. You've got to seclude your relationship. You have got to keep that thing out of other people's reach, because if it's sacred to you, why does everybody else need to touch it? There is a reason.
Okay. So we'll stop there.
Okay.
What do you say, Dr. V?
Okay.
Because
You
this
know me.
seems to be a lot of arguments.
I'm scripture.
Okay.
And why is it that women and men listen to people who are not in relationships, are not in marriage? That's just like me coming to you and telling you what to do in your marriage. I ain't got no right to tell you. I ain't been married. How am I going to advise you on something? I'm single. I can't tell you a daggone thing.
Well, a lot of
Only thing I
people
can
go
tell
to.
you, let me tell you what I can tell you as a spirit. You come to me to counsel you. I can tell you, stay in your goddamn marriage. You'll never hear me say nothing negative about your marriage. That's just not, I'm not going to do that. But stop going to people who cannot give you sound advice about your relationships, and especially if they're not in a relationship. How can they tell you about a good sustainable relationship when they done had 10 to 20 men or 20 or 10 to 20 women? They can't tell you a goddamn thing how to keep your stuff off of social media. Keep your mouth closed about what's going on in your relationships, because nobody can tell you how your relationship should look and how it should work. That's something that you need to but keep between you and your significant other, whomever you're involved with, and you go to God in prayer to say, hey, this is the issue I'm having. I need some help. Because everybody is not for you in your relationship. They're looking to break up your relationship. That's why she calls it the death of relationship. Because when you're listening to everybody about your relationships, and mama, sister, brother, cousin, everybody got something to say, they will break your freaking relationship up.
Do
And
you?
then you in the pity party by your goddamn own self because you don't broke off all your relationships.
Right. Well, interesting enough, there were a lot of, I would say mostly women in the comments section saying, disagreeing with her, saying that if you don't post your status or your significant other on social media, that just means you want to cheat. That
Not
you
true.
are doing that because you are lying, you're hiding them. Do you think your partner should be on your social media?
No,
You have to post them.
no.
You have to share that, your relationship status.
You don't. No one needs to know who you in the relationship with, you and that person. What the heck do you care what's going on in my personal life? I can give a dang what's going on in your personal life. You can put your stuff out there if you want to. I read it. I ain't got to comment on your stuff. You ain't got to comment on my, because guess what? Bill, your name, you ain't paying for a bill in my household. You're not paying for my internet service. You're not doing any of that. So why the heck do I need to put my significant other out on the web? I don't have to do all that. It's none of your goddamn business. That's why I just said social media has come and playing a humongous role in living a fake, pretentious lifestyle that nobody is living. It's fake.
Well,
And so people need to understand that. So somewhere mentally, y'all ain't right if y'all thinking you got to post all these lies on here. Negro just probably beat you upside the head and you still posting him. Me and my baby. Sit down somewhere.
well, attention is the new currency, Dr. V. Attention. I promise you, if we did a survey, if you ask people, which would you prefer have 100,000 followers? I'm like say $100,000 or 1,000,000 followers. I bet you there's a big group of people that would rather have the 1,000,000 followers
I
than
want
the
the
actual
money.
cash.
I don't want no followers.
People would much after the followers.
Because you
So
got to remember, yeah, they give you all those followers, but are they truly gonna follow you? Are you having
well,
any content that you really releasing out there that's worth something? Give me the money. I
well,
can invest. I don't need you to follow me.
is this a aspect of human nature? I mean, and I say that to say, let's go take it back to high school days or
Mhm.
obviously we know that it's a young mindset, right? We know
Yeah,
it comes from a lack of immaturity because
definitely.
remember back in the day, you remember the passion marks, Dr. V? What was
Yeah.
the purpose? What was the purpose of the passion marks, Dr. V?
So everybody know your man kissed all on your neck.
Right,
Y'all was
right,
together over the
right,
weekend and
right,
y'all spent time
right,
together. That is
right.
so immature. And when we
But
wait a minute, and when we look back over those times, how foolish that was, how disrespectful that was to walk around with that on your on your neck to show that you were with your boyfriend. That was disrespectful for so it's just crazy. I mean, what are you
it's
doing?
that's the mindset, Dr. B. That you remember, and I'm taking it back to high school again. You remember the they don't do it much so now, but ladies still do it. I don't think men do it as much, but you remember the Letterman jacket. Like
Yeah.
if
If
your
you had
boyfriend,
your boyfriend played football, any type of sports, you wore his jacket, his coat.
uh,
I did it too. However, come on.
it's the same mindset, Dr. V. It's just maybe those are the people who didn't get an opportunity to display that, to boast that they were in a relationship with somebody popular or they were in a relationship with somebody. So now a lot of those people are still stuck in that mindset that they need to be posted, they need to be displayed to the world that they are with someone, that they're in their relationship status. And I wonder
And
who thought of that, right?
I don't know who, I guess because it is a status out there that you can say in a relationship, single, da da
Mm-hmm.
da da. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what caused that. That's what
Right,
started all of
right,
it.
right.
I don't think if Facebook had that particular
Uh-huh.
icon, that we wouldn't be bothered with it.
Right,
It
right.
wouldn't be nothing that we will be talking about right now. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why. But I think that, regardless of it, you're single until you put that, until you get married, your name change. And even if your name changes and you get married, you don't have to put that out there on Facebook if you don't want to. That's none of your business.
But again, are we, and I'm including me in it, the entire world of social media, are we attention whores? Do
I'm
we
not
post?
attention whore. I have to say I'm not an attention whore.
Okay,
So, and you're not either, because you don't have your wife out posted up out there because it's your business.
right. And
Oh, you
and
got what I'm saying? So you're not one
I
either.
understand. And
And,
I have.
and I'm like what you said, it has to be a certain age, because we see the younger group of people that are the ones who are the attention whores. And you may find some little stragglers that are, in their 50s out here trying to do the attention whore and stuff too. However, it comes a time that you got to goddamn gonna grow up and realize that what you putting out here as an attention getter ain't doing nothing but making yourself look crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and it carries across all the aspects of life. We're specifically talking about relationship, and I
Mm-hmm.
think some unintended consequences of this is that you do expose yourself to the negative aspects of it, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily beneficial to you. You get it. I get it.
Exactly.
People use social media for a whole lot of reasons, to reach out to people that they haven't talked with, to keep up with people and things like that. But in my opinion, you have to be very careful and you have to craft things a certain way, because you can run into one of those unintended consequences where people use your imagery, the pictures that you post, the information that you give them. They can use that against you. They can find out where you were, where you're at,
Mm-hmm. That's
what
right.
school your kids go to.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm really, really reluctant, particularly to post anything about my kids, not much about my kids, because people can take that information and use
That's
it
right.
to find out information about you and your kids. So for me,
That's
it's
right.
a safety thing. So I might post something here or there, but I try
Mm-hmm.
to be intentional and not post anything too specific. And unfortunately, children and kids, they post everything now. So they
Yeah.
are, that's how people find them. That's how people pull up on them, because they
They can
post
pull up on them. Yes,
everything. You know what I mean?
definitely.
So
Mm-hmm.
even in that mindset, with the safety aspect of it, um, you know, your unintended consequences of, you can be reached or you can be touched
Mm-hmm.
easier because you are providing whoever, in the world, information
Providing
about where you're at,
everything.
everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Everything. You're posting your food. You're posting, oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm enjoying this. You're doing so much.
yeah,
And so you can, this identity theft can happen.
yeah,
And me as a foster parent, I don't post a picture of my son.
hmm,
I don't do all that. So you go to my Facebook page, don't think you're gonna see is scriptures. You're gonna see straight talk with Dr. V and Mr. P. You're gonna see nightcap with Dr. V and Mr. P. You're
hmm,
gonna see whatever I find on social media to post on straight
hmm,
talk. You're not
hmm,
gonna find anything on me. You ain't gonna they be like, what is this girl doing? She has no presence out here. I sure don't, boo. And
yeah,
there's a reason and a purpose for that. Because it's
right,
none of your business what I'm doing in my life. And I understand Facebook can be a blessing and a curse.
hmm,
Of course, it brought us together, that people whom we went to high school with,
right.
we went to college with. It's good to connect, but it ain't good to put everything out there, all them lies. Sometimes you could be telling the truth. I ain't gonna say none, everybody out here lying on Facebook. But it's not for that purpose. It's just for you all to connect and put some uplifting spiritual things out there. Put some quotes. Tell us, we tell, and it's another good thing too, because some people don't have people to talk to. And if they're going through something mentally, yes, we want to be there for them.
Mm, yeah, okay. So let me play this other one for you.
Okay.
This next one. And is she guilty of being an attention whore? First of all, putting your failed relationships or your failed relationship advice, I don't know if it gets the intended outcome that some of people put. Things didn't work out. Keep it to yourself. Let that work out. You fix
Mhm.
it out there. But I don't know this particular woman if this is benefiting her or helping anyone. So you,
Okay.
you can let me know if this uplifts you. But let's listen to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, this article is going viral. This lady says she broke her engagement off because something was missing. Say he was a great guy. He loved God. He was handsome. He adored her. He treated her right. He didn't have any kids. He had all the tools, but something was missing. And a lot of people were throwing a lot of hate and disdain towards this woman, saying, "Oh, you stupid. Why would you do that? He was a good dude. Why would you just throw away?" I personally would like to thank this lady. Thank you. Thank you. You know what I mean? For discarding him. Thank you for backing away from a good man. Now he can go find him a good
Mhm.
somebody who actually appreciates him. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Every time you turn around, people complain and saying it's a shortage of men. Ain't no good man. Good man hard to find. And then you find one and just throw his ass away.
Yep.
I don't know what you're looking for, but I hope you find it. And then when you do find it again, because you already had him, maybe you just wasn't ready. Just wasn't ready, saying something was missing. Yeah, I know what's missing. Your damn common sense was missing. You understand what I'm saying? I can tell y'all this. This is some good advice I can give y'all right now. There is no such thing as the perfect time to fall in love. There's no such thing as
Mm-mm.
the perfect time to get married.
Mm-mm.
No such thing as a perfect time to open up a business. Damn it, if you find somebody who is down for you and they're a good person and they really like you for you and they willing to go through this thing called life through the ups and downs, good, bad, rich, poor, sickness, and in health, sit your ass down.
Now, don't pay attention to the key support member
That's
or
right.
Mr.
Right.
White.
That's
We can
right.
Paying
close
attention.
it up.
And I am in a total agreement with him. I am so happy that she went on ahead and let him go so that he can find the right one for him. Because what she's looking for, she ain't gonna find. That superficial thing that she's looking for, she ain't gonna find. And it's sad that most women want the roughneck man. they want the man, they can't handle the good man. They think something's missing, because he was brought up right. He knows how to treat a woman, knows how to take care of a woman. And if he's not cussing her out, if he's not going upside her head, it's something that she's looking for, that she has been accustomed to, that is not good. It's not the trait and personality, that man that she's looking for is not going to be good.
Well,
And
a lot of people in the comments said it was attention that she was looking for. He
not
wasn't getting.
so much of attention. I don't see it as so much of attention on that. I see it as just what I stated.
Well, because look, if she wasn't looking for attention, why you post it?
Well, you gonna get some things, because attention kids, they don't care if it's negative or positive. Yes, you can say that.
That's what I'm saying.
Attention.
So why post it?
Yeah, because she done.
Because she want attention. She want to feel like, oh, this. Her ego is so big. It's so big that despite her having this great man, and first of all, shame on you and anybody out there who accepts an engagement and is not ready to get married at that point. Mm-hmm. If you accept that ring, or if you say yes, that means literally, I am ready to do this right now. That we can walk from this place to the next place, go get the license and do it. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that, but mentally, if you're not at that place where you're ready to do it right now, you should not accept it. You should not accept that engagement.
Let me tell you, Mr. P, man, come and talk about let's get married. We're going to courthouse. Right. We're going to do that right then and there and get it over. I don't need all the witnesses. I don't need to try to feed a bunch of niggas. Right. We good. All you gonna know, we's married now, and it's gonna be a wrap.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There shouldn't. If you're thinking about the first time when you get engaged, or if somebody asks you and you're thinking about the wedding, you are already lost, boo.
Yeah.
You are lost.
Yeah.
Because the wedding is the easy part.
The marriage is the work.
The marriage, if you're not thinking about preparing your life or being with this person for the rest of your life, you got it twisted, boo. You got it all wrong. You see what I'm saying? Are you thinking about, oh my God, I'm about to have this wedding? No, if you're not thinking about, I'm about to have this partner for life, this person who I'm gonna go through this life with, the way that they are now, not the way you want them to be or how you expect them to be, the person who they are now.
Now,
right. Say yes to who they are now. You should not say yes at all.
Point blank.
Point blank. Because they may not get to where you think they ought to be or where you think you're going to want them to be.
Exactly.
So when they ask you at that moment, if you're not okay with where they're at there, you should not say yes. You should not accept it.
Should not
vice versa.
It.
Man, you shouldn't. If you're not okay with where she is now, and if she doesn't progress any further than where she is, and if she deteriorates from this point on, you should not ask her.
That's right. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? People are marrying or asking for the idea. They want to get engaged to the idea of a person instead of who the actual person is.
That's right.
So you're lost. If you're not, this whole being person right in front of you is who you are. If you're not ready to commit to them for life, you should say no. You should not accept it, and you should never ask. Not to who you think they're gonna be, because that's the icing on the cake. That's the icing. Right. You're not ready with where they are now. You don't deserve the icing.
Exactly.
So let me get off my soapbox, but
you're right, Mr. P, because it's the idea.
It's the idea.
It's the idea. And, and they're thinking that, like you say, the tension, I've got to have this. I want so many people in my wedding. I've got to, make sure the wedding costs $20,000. And what?
That you want the attention.
That's attention. That's attention. You don't need all of that. Go down to that courthouse. Let me tell you how I would like for it to go. Someone asked me to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going to the islands because
Mm-hmm.
guess what? I go to islands. Whoever can afford to go, let's roll.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Mm-hmm.
do everything we need to do and get on back home and handle this marriage and get this
Right.
work
Get the
started.
work started, because that's where it starts, Dr. V. It starts
Yeah,
after you've said I do. All that other
yeah,
stuff, that stress that you bring in, you're adding stress. Now,
yeah,
if that's what you both of you want and you said it's worth the stress, that's great. But as long
yeah.
as you guys have your eyes on the rest of your lives,
Hmm.
okay, you'll make it through that, because you
That's
will get
right.
tested
Oh
planning the wedding.
yes,
You will get
yes.
tested with the stress of it.
You
But
allow a lot of things to come in to
yeah,
interfere that sometimes a lot of engagements break off during the phase of trying to plan for a
yeah,
daggone
yeah,
wedding.
yeah. And again, it's just the attention for
Yeah.
the day, for a
Hmm.
day, not even a whole day. The ceremony takes what, like 30 minutes, an hour
Uh-huh.
at the most.
The
Reception a
most,
few
right.
hours.
Hmm.
So you want the attention now, and once the attention dies down, okay, now what?
No, it's gone.
The rest of our lives,
Yeah.
you're still searching for that attention,
Attention.
attention horse.
Yeah.
So
Attention horse. Yeah.
I
I
just, I
agree.
just think attention is the new currency, and if you can recognize that that's what it's about, maybe you can do something to change your approach to it, and just call it what it is, you
Right.
know. And if you say, yeah, I like a lot of attention, okay, you need to channel that in ways that benefit both of you, that
Hmm.
benefits the
Definitely.
relationship. If that person does not want to be on social media, or don't want to have to post and like every picture or comment, and it becomes a problem,
Hmm.
they should be able to opt out of that part of it. You know what I mean? And you should be
Right.
okay with it, not to be included in it. Um,
Hmm.
and you channel that attention into, is it making you money? Are you using that attention to, like you said, to help people? Okay, I get a lot of attention. Am I using that to create some finance? Am I
Right.
getting paid
Right.
for this? Or am I meeting a need? Am I giving back to my
Right.
community? Am I bringing attention to social issues? Am I using my platform to, bring attention to what's going on in our community?
Right.
Are
Right.
you using that attention for good, or you just want that attention? Everybody look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look
Yeah.
at
Yeah. And so the people who are trying to do all this attention, you need to find out what's the problem within yourself.
me. Yeah,
What is it that you lacked growing up that you didn't get enough attention?
it's a form of insecurity.
Analyze that.
It's
Find out
yeah,
what that problem is. What did you lack? Seek some counseling so that
yeah.
you won't be out here doing this.
Okay. Yeah, it's a form of insecurity, Dr. V. I
Yeah,
think it's a form
yeah.
of insecurity because you are not happy enough with yourself. You don't have enough internal happiness to carry
Hmm.
you on, that you have to have this external forces to prop you up so that you feel good about yourself. And again,
Right.
that you can work through
Hmm.
that through therapy for whatever
Yeah,
reason. You see what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Hmm.
Because the happiest people are probably the people who are not getting all this attention. They have an internal drive or intrinsic value in
Hmm.
themselves that is not fed by an external attention that they get from other
Hmm.
things. And a lot of people are not even comfortable with attention. A lot of people, introverts, want to be left alone. Don't
Yeah.
really want, to be around a lot of people. And they're
Mm-mm.
happy like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
But you know what? Let's talk about real quick this because I pulled up an article recognizing the problem of attention whore.
mhm,
Um, the question that you should ask yourself if you feel that you're in any of this, when do you seek the attention? Being the attention whore, is there
mhm,
someone in particular you want to impress?
mhm,
Do you feel insecure when you try to make someone else look or feel bad? Do you feed off of people reacting to your behavior, even if it means it is inappropriate?
mhm,
Are your attempts to get any kind of attention successful? is the type of attention you're getting the kind that you really and truly are looking for.
Right.
So those are some signs to look for when you're trying to be the attention whore. So I
Right.
just want to give that.
Yeah. So that's some good. That's some good questions and good points, because again, unintended consequences is a real thing. You see what I'm saying, Dr.
Hmm.
V? Like,
Hmm.
you might be seeking attention, like you said, of somebody, and the wrong person sees that, and now
Right.
you've got to deal with that uh, attention that you didn't want. You don't want
Hmm.
that kind of attention. You didn't want attention from
Exactly.
those type of people. But now, because you've seeked out the attention of this specific group of people or person, it comes with all the negative attention of things like that. So
Hmm.
that's something to think about, and some of the unintended consequences of being an attention whore. Both,
Right.
both way. And then
Hmm.
men, from a male perspective, you can't complain about gold diggers or the attention. All the women you run across want you for your money if that's what you're presenting. That's how
Right.
you garner attention. You're garnering
You,
attention by
you
showing
set the
the
standard.
material things.
You
Right.
set the standard.
You said right. So you can't complain when all the gold diggers or the money when crazy women come
Come
toward
your
you
way
when
because
that's
you
what you're
set the
presenting.
precedent up. You set it
So
up. Hmm.
yeah, you can't say, women ain't nothing when you're throwing out that bait, both
Hmm.
men and women. So again, you like attention and you want attention, but you can't pick and choose what you get back when you put something out there, unfortunately, in the World Wide Web. You can't.
That's right.
You can't. There's no control once it's out. Once you put it out in the atmosphere, where you
It's
get
there.
back, you can't control that. So
That's
you have to
right.
filter through all that. So you have to be more specific in what kind of bait you put out there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If you want somebody who not a cook, put nothing but recipes out there. See somebody who feeds through it. And then see, you can filter through everybody who can't cook. If she can't cook or can't talk about this recipe, hey,
That's right.
she ain't gonna respond.
Yeah. Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You want a woman
Hmm.
who can cook. Talk about cooking.
That's right.
You want
That
a
is so true.
homemaker? Talk about making a home. Talk about
That's
that type
right.
of stuff. You see what I'm saying? You
Right.
want
Right.
what you want. You can
Hmm.
only attract that if you put it out there. Same thing for women. You cannot. I don't care. You can argue all you want that should be able to dress how you want. You should be able to wear what you want. I'm not doing this
Hmm.
for attention. I'm not doing this for men. Whatever. You can
Hmm.
pretend like you don't know all you want to, but we all know the reality of it is, if you post a picture showing your body, you will get all kinds of attention,
That's right.
intended and unintended. So that
Hmm.
if you walk around in the streets like that, unfortunately, you don't even have to be that dressed, and you get some unwanted attention. So if you dress that, you just amp that up. And again, I'm not saying men should not be able to control themselves, or men should not, covet women, but we know, we know the law of attraction. We know that. Come on now, let's pretend like we got some common sense here,
Hmm.
um, and then complain about the attention that you get. I
Exactly.
don't understand it. You trust me. Keep putting them boobs out there, and then when somebody jump into your DM, now you want to post them on social media. You
Yep.
posted it
Hmm.
out there.
Hmm.
That's a part of the territory. Now, if you posted a headshot, a picture of your eyes in a hijab, and he come in correct, okay, you post him because
Hmm.
he only saw your eyes. You had a hijab on, so he knew you ain't coming like that. So you post that one. Don't post
Yep.
the one who responded to you in your two piece.
Exactly.
Same thing with the
Exactly.
brothers. Come
Your
on, man.
professional picture, put your
Right.
professional pictures out there.
Put
And
them
that's how
out there.
quick they
Save it.
respond. Look, post a picture of you working.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, it's a people pretend like they don't know or like they're shocked, but come on now. It's
Yeah.
it's it was 2023. The internet has been around long enough, 20 years plus. It's been around 20 years. We have enough information to know what kind of response you will get when you post something online. You know you will get attention if you do this. You know you won't get attention if you do this.
Right.
So come on, we got enough data now that we can pretty much tell, Dr. V.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're not an academic, even if you're not a researcher, you have enough
some
life
information out here. That's right.
Right. You got enough life experience now that you know what garners what type of attention.
Exactly.
So when you get the unintended consequences of your actions, positive and negative, sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. You have to, you accept both. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But Dr. B, how much time you got? I know you got somewhere to go to. You got time to go on to this next?
This our last one, right?
This our last one.
Yeah. You got it.
This Robin K. Williams, I think she was a Real House of a New York or somewhere, but she went viral for this.
She's the attorney, I think, right?
Yeah, she's an attorney, I think by nature, or was. I don't know if she's a practicing attorney, but she I before this went viral, I didn't know who she was, but apparently she was on the Real Housewives and she's on Grego or something. But she had a conversation with Iyanla Vanzant. I don't want to say her name wrong.
You said it right.
And it went viral. So let's peep this part of it, and then we'll play another part.
Okay.
Would you date
if he owns the bus?
Yeah, let's start back. Let's start back. Okay.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus. Would you date a bus?
So let's play the other side.
Okay.
And listen to our response.
K. Williams got into a bit of a flap this week. She was interviewed by Iyanla Vanzant. You know who she is?
Yeah.
She gives advice and she's spiritual, etc. There was a discussion about women's standards when it comes to men. That was the conversation, and this is what she said.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus. I said what I said. But then some of y'all started talking about salaries and hourly wages, pensions and benefits. And that's wild because I was never talking about money at all. I was talking about Black ownership. Average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
Well, excuse me.
Don't mess with that.
I understood where she was coming from. I mean, my grandmother's husband was a sanitation worker, one of the hardest working people that I've ever met. His name was Dr. Dash, and was a surrogate grandfather to me. And I would go with him sometimes, and it's a really difficult job, and it doesn't pay that well. Not as well as it should.
It should, because it's a very much better job.
It is. We know that now with France. But I will say this, the three things that couples argue about the most historically, money, sex, and children. And the issue with the African-American community is it's been very hard for us to build generational wealth because our men are disproportionately targeted by the police and incarcerated. Our neighborhoods are redlined, so we can't buy in neighborhoods where there are good schools, and all of the rest that comes with it. So if you want to build generational wealth as an African-American woman, and we are the most educated demographic in the country, then it's hard to marry a bus driver because you're gonna have to, your kids may not be in the best schools. Your kids, aren't.
Yeah, but he might be the best father.
He may be the best father, but we're talking about generational wealth. Now, at this point, I am the exception. I make a lot of money. But until I become the rule, I don't know that Black women can afford to do this. Well, I'll marry a bus driver now.
Okay, well, the problem with that approach is you will be blocking out a lot of people, especially immigrants, because my father-in-law was a cab driver for a few years. He came in as a principal of a music school. My mother-in-law had to work in libraries. My brother-in-law was a lawyer from Rio who had to be a jujitsu instructor.
For white women.
Well, if you're only dating a certain type of person, maybe, because these bus drivers, you talk about generational wealth, I would guess, and tell me if I'm looking to the wrong place, if you're speaking of generational wealth for Black people, are you only looking at Black bus drivers? Or are you saying for yourself?
I'm saying generational wealth as a concept.
Well, because I'm just saying that, like, when I look at these, I wanted to be a teacher. I had no plans of making much money. So I never saw that part. Knowing dating, I feel like you also limit yourself if you remove that they could be the best father, the best partner, treat you better than anyone
I
in the
think
world.
we have a lot to say about this, so we'll talk about it when we come back. We were talking about Ebony K. Williams.
Okay, do you want to watch the rest of this, or you?
Let's talk about it real quick, and then we can go back in and play. I can, listening to, she didn't, I guess, sometimes we can get our words can take a whole different path, but because when we first heard her, Michelle or whatever, Ebony, we didn't hear that she was talking about generational wealth. It's just because the question was, would you date a bus driver? She said, if he owned the bus. So that means that's to me and to other viewers, that means your answer is no. Right. That if the only way that you would date him, he had to be an entrepreneur, meaning that he had to own that bus.
And she wasn't talking about generational wealth. She was trying to clean it up afterwards.
She was trying to clean it up afterwards. And sometimes if you're going to speak it, just stand on it. You know, if you have certain, and then she did go back to her original statement. She says that is unacceptable for me, and it will be unacceptable for you too. So she tried to clean it up, but then she went back to say, no, I still will not date a bus driver unless he owns the bus. Right. And it's nothing wrong with that. But if that's what you're looking for, God bless you. Go head on. But in this day and age that we're living in now, if you've already made your money and you're there, and I like what Sonny said, that, she made her money back then, that wasn't going to be a choice for her. She needed to marry somebody that could meet her financially, so that she was thinking about her future, her children, schools, education. That, that's how some people think. Some people who have came out of poverty say, I got to make sure I don't go back to poverty. So I need to make sure that I date somebody that does have something going on. Not saying that he doesn't have any goals or aspirations or inspirations or anything about, does he just want to stay at the bus driver? Does he want to run, supervise, manage, dispatch, it's many things. And I like also what Joy said too on here, was that you want someone that's going to be a good father, someone that's good to you, because so many people, you're out here, you're grinding, and you're not home being that father or being that mother. So it's a catch-22. Which one you want?
Right. Yeah. And I first of all, let's level set it.
Okay.
Bus drivers, particularly in Atlanta, and I'm just going because I know about Atlanta. Bus drivers made a good living in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Bus drivers I know was homeowners, drove nice cars. My uncle was a bus driver for Martin for many years. He used to bring the bus down to my grandmother's neighborhood. He used to drive the trains. They made good money.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they made six figures, but relatively speaking, they made good money, had good benefits. It was a stable job. They brought stability and everything like that. So when you take someone like that and you take somebody from poverty who grew up in abject poverty, I'm talking about really poor people, and they become a bus driver, they can provide a stability that their prior parents or family never had. Medical benefits is a big deal to a lot of people. So if I can provide my family with a stable home, consistent income, consistent health benefits for 20 or 30 years, I've done my job.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that is in my opinion, a high value person and a high value partner. You know what I mean? So you don't know where people come from. You don't know what his
Exactly.
education level is and all that stuff. And again, let's do the numbers. Let's keep it realistic. There will never be a majority of millionaires. Most people will not be millionaires. Most people will be average. That's just the way the numbers work. If $1 million becomes the average, that means the top 1 to 2% are going to make billions and tens of billions. You see what I'm saying? So people, let's just play the numbers. Everybody's not going to be a billionaire. Everybody's not going to be a millionaire, and everyone doesn't aspire to be a millionaire because it takes a lot of work. Like you said, it takes a lot of hard effort, and some people will prioritize taking care of their family, raising whole, healthy kids.
Yes, right. In society.
Versus chasing this wealth that it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of energy and a lot of effort. And there's no work-life balance for unless you inherited your money. People who earned it from the dirt work extremely hard. Most people work extremely hard at their craft to get it and to maintain it. There's people who've got $1 million and lost it or made millions and then they're living within their means. But to go from the mud to work to get it and to keep it, that takes a lot of energy and effort. And again, not all of them are great fathers. Not all of them are great partners. Not all of them are good people.
Right.
So it's kind of her, Ebony started it that was her first thought process because she's in that mindset, that money mindset.
Right.
So she thinks that creates all the problem, creates the perfect type of guy for her or the perfect partner, because obviously from personal opinion, I think she still is growing in her mindset because again, you date the millionaire. I'm not telling you not to date him, but don't expect the level of attention that you're going to get with somebody who got a little more time. That bus driver got time for you. That millionaire man, he ain't got time for you. And he ain't got time for your bull.
He ain't got time for your BS. That money. He got to keep that lifestyle going.
Right.
He's got to continue to make that money, and give, so he can buy what he want to buy, travel where he wants to travel. So he doesn't have time. And oftentimes they don't do a lot of vacation. The people that are on the grind, they're working constantly. They don't take vacations like that,
Yep.
So yeah.
And
so that's what she wants.
He can get another you.
He sure can. Quickly.
Unfortunately, the numbers don't match up. Trust me, even though you make 7 figures and the man who makes 7 figures, it's disproportionate. I'll let you know. He has a lot more options than you do. He does. That's just simply the makeup. He can get another you
quickly
to meet those basic needs quick. You see what I'm saying? So again, that generational wealth argument does not work. It's not valid because there's no guarantee that millionaire or bus owner is going to transfer that wealth to you or to your children.
That's right.
There's no guarantee. You can't predict the future. Now, what you can do with yourself, if I make it, I can transfer it to my kids, but you don't have no idea unless you guys got it from the mud together and y'all built it together. I get it. But if he's already got it and he brings you in it, there's no guarantee that money is going to go to you or your children. There's no guarantee. So you setting yourself up, you setting up other people out there if they copy your mindset. So I'm not saying you're not supposed to want better. You're not supposed to do better. And generational wealth is not a thing. But the way that most generational wealth is passed on is not through income. You can look that up.
Yeah.
It's not through income. It's through estate planning. It's through asset management. It's through transferring. There is some wealth passed on with ownership, but typically most of the wealth, the real money that passed on through ownership, are talking about big ownership, like the Walmart family. Like your dad owns a football team or baseball team,
Right.
billionaire, stuff like that. And a lot of them are giving away a lot of their money. Bill Gates said he's giving away most of his money.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you settling the message that it's not viable to most people, to most women, most men, because again, the millionaires are less than 10% of the population. Half of them, already married. So you do the numbers. You just do the numbers. So I'm not advocating for you dating a bus driver. I'm just saying your mindset is flawed. The mental thing and the generational wealth argument is flawed, because home ownership is the way most generational wealth is passed on in generation to generation. Ownership in that aspect, not owning bus companies, unless you own a billionaire or like that's not too many privately owned bus companies anymore. So he can own a fleet of buses, but a lot of times they'll sell those out. They'll that wealth is not usually passed on to your kids. So
I guess you said, if he owned Greyhound.
Right. Which is a corporation. He now owns stock. Right.
Trailways filed bankruptcy many moons ago.
Right.
So I guess
you see what I'm saying? So that generation wealth argument is not valid.
Yeah.
So she was just trying to spin it because she looked bad, and she's dying on the hill. She keep doubling down on it. And again, shout out to people who are actually out there doing some real work, doing some real building. The way you build is in partnership with someone.
Exactly.
Find you somebody you can build with, and y'all build that way. Whether y'all start as bus driving, but again, there's so many caveats to it, Dr. V. Like I said, he can hold down the stable job while you pursue whatever you call the money making things, but you got to be respectful of what he brings, because again, while you chasing that bag, that entrepreneurial spirit is great, but it don't come with benefits on its own. So you make some money, but the health benefits go a long way, Dr.
Long way. Sure does. It sure does. Well, that was a good one. I like that. Attention whores.
Yeah, attention whores. So we ain't trying to call nobody out, call y'all names. We just trying to call it what it is, Dr. V. It's out there. It's not gonna change. But let's recognize. Let's call it what it is. Attention whores, attention hoes, garden tools. Y'all out there.
Boy, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, so that was it. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and hopefully if you see a reflection of yourself in this podcast and you saying you don't want to be that attention getter or attention whore getter, please work on that, because it's not a good look. Unless you put some positive things out here, putting some words of inspiration, uplifting your community. That's what you want. That's the inspirement and encouragement person that you need to be. Not out here trying to show your bodies, not out here trying to be thirsty and hungry. This is for men and women. And trying to get as many likes as you can, because sometimes that does not come out good on the other side.
Yeah, mature. It's a level of maturity that you get out there. When you get older, you get wiser, and you realize, you only got so much attention you can give to anything or energy. So you focus in on the things that are important to you.
That's right.
Getting attention is not one of the things, and none of the unintended consequences.
Yep.
Nope. So, all right, Dr. V, I'm glad to see you. And have you back
too, Mr. P. Yes.
So we're gonna get this thing cracking for the hot boy, hot girl summer at the house. That's the thing, Dr. V.
Well, I know this is what y'all are working on, so y'all get back to it here. Work on it.
All right. I'm about to go do some schoolwork, get this perspectives. I'm
All
working
right.
on this methodology. I got to write up my methodology.
Are
So
you decide which one you gonna roll with? Is
I
it
am
quant
doing
or qual?
qualitative. I'm doing
Qualitative.
qualitative case study, more than likely. So
Okay, okay. Now see, now you're trying to fall after Dr. V. See, I can help you a
well,
little bit right there.
okay,
See.
well, we'll
See,
do.
that's what I'm talking about. See, we're gonna be that, you seen the picture with the man who do qualitative. We got the fur coat on, sitting back
Okay,
chilling.
sitting back
And you
chilling.
got the
Okay.
people sitting, quantitative, they sitting at some job fair,
Oh yeah, trying to.
smiling. We
Oh,
chilling.
okay. We chilling. Okay, well, quality is Dr. V. All right.
All right then.
All
All
right. So
right.
next time,
Till
y'all
next
see
time,
y'all.
thank you all for watching.